man on your screen is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and he has been arrested in the Epstein-linked misconduct probe. New revelations in the Epstein files last week suggested that Andrew had sent confidential documents to Jeffrey Epstein during his time as UK's trade envoy. The police nicked a 66-year-old man from Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office. They won't name him as per UK rules, but every outlet from BBC to CNN to Al Jazeera is reporting it's Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The ex-Duke of York, King Charles's brother. He is in custody as we speak. Harun, welcome. You're watching Deep Dive. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Today on Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's 66th birthday, delivered has been one of the most dramatic chapters yet in the long-running Jeffrey Epstein scandal. The man once known as Prince Andrew, brother of King Charles III, has been arrested by Thames Valley Police on suspicion of misconduct in public office reportedly. Officers raided properties linked to him in Berkshire and Norfolk, and he remains in custody. This isn't about the old sexual allegations directly. It's a criminal probe sparked by fresh revelations in the latest Epstein files. Let's unpack for you the full story, the Epstein ties, and why this arrest could change everything. Andrew's friendship with Jeffrey Epstein dates back to the late 1990s, facilitated by Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein, the convicted sex offender who died in 2019, cultivated powerful figures. Andrew admitted visiting Epstein's New York mansion and his private island, Little St. James. The relationship didn't end after Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting prostitution from a minor. In 2010, while serving as the UK's unpaid special representative for international trade and investment, Andrew was photographed walking in Central Park with Epstein, a PR disaster that forced him to step down as trade envoy in 2011. The most serious claims came from Virginia Giuffre. She alleged Epstein and Maxwell trafficked her to Andrew for sex 3 times when she was 17 in London, New York, and on the island. She produced the famous 2001 photo of Andrew with his arm around her waist, Maxwell smiling in the backdrop. Andrew has always denied meeting Giuffre, denied any wrongdoing, and famously claimed in his disastrous 2019 BBC Newsnight interview that he couldn't sweat due to a Falklands War injury and was at Pizza Express in Woking that night. Public fury followed. He stepped back from duties days later. Queen Elizabeth II stripped him of his HRH style for official use in 2022, and King Charles later removed his military titles and patronages. In 2021, Giuffre sued Andrew in New York under the Child Victims Act for battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Rather than face trial, which could have included depositions and cross-examination, Andrew settled out of court in February 2022. The joint statement expressed regret for Epstein's actions, but made no admission of liability from Andrew. He agreed to make a substantial donation to Giuffre's victims' rights charity. The amount was never officially confirmed, but British media widely reported it to be around £12 million, or roughly $15 to $16 million at the time, plus her legal fees. Giuffre's lawyer emphasized the settlement didn't shield Andrew from criminal liability. Tragically, Giuffre died by suicide in April 2025. No non-disclosure agreement was signed long-term. The temporary gagging clause reportedly expired in 2023. The settlement avoided what could have been a humiliating public trial, but it came at a massive financial cost. Here's where it gets explosive. Andrew didn't pay the settlement himself. Reports from early February 2026, reignited by the new Epstein files releases, claimed the money was largely a loan from his family. The Sun and other outlets detailed the late Queen Elizabeth II reportedly contributed around £7 million. £3 million came from Prince Philip's estate, smaller amounts from other royals, with initial claims of £1.5 to £2 million from then Prince Charles, now King Charles III. Buckingham Palace has since denied Charles personally contributed any funds. Sources say the family viewed the payment as a way to contain the scandal ahead of the Queen's 2022 Platinum Jubilee. Crucially, Andrew reportedly hasn't repaid a single penny. Critics argue this used royal or family money to buy silence and deny Giuffre a day in court. The funding questions have fueled accusations of a cover-up at the highest levels, even as Charles distances himself. The January 30th, 2026 tranche of US Department of Justice Epstein files changed everything. Emails show Andrew or his aides sharing confidential UK trade briefings with Epstein in 2010, 2011, after Epstein's conviction. A photo of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor lying on the lap of women is amongst the thousands of Epstein files which have been released by the US Department of Justice. In the undated picture of Andrew, the former prince can be seen smiling with his eyes closed. The faces of those with him who are sitting in front of a grand fireplace have been redacted with black squares. In another picture, he appears to be at Royal Ascot with Epstein and Maxwell. Also amongst the files are undated photos of Maxwell standing outside the door of 10 Downing Street. The issue of Andrew's friendship with Epstein has continued to dog the royals. Separately, 2 photos of Ferguson, his ex-wife, then the Duchess of York, have emerged in the document dump. One shows her standing on a pavement next to an unidentified woman holding a shopping bag. In the other, she is sitting cross-legged on a green sofa. Ferguson has also faced her own Epstein controversy earlier this year after an email from 2011 revealed she called him her supreme friend. Anti-monarchy group Republic filed a formal complaint on the 9th of February. Thames Valley Police opened an investigation, consulted prosecutors and arrested Andrew reportedly today. Searches continue at his former Royal Lodge, from which he was evicted in 2025, and his current Sandringham residence. King Charles has said the palace will cooperate fully. On the other hand, Prime Minister Keir Starmer stressed no one is above the law. Meanwhile, King Charles's first reaction after brother Andrew's arrest has come in. He said law must take its course. Andrew has denied all wrongdoing, insisting any emails were routine networking. But this arrest on his birthday marks a historic low, the first senior royal detained in connection with Epstein. Whether it leads to charges or not, the damage to the monarchy is profound. From Falklands hero to trade envoy to arrested ex-royal, the fall continues for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.